Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, but just tell me actually, where are you now? So tell me more about what you're doing right now.
Right now, I'm in the middle of basically putting together a series of paid workshop
Mhm.
on personal development to help small business owners. Um, yeah, with another coaching platform. So I've been working on that plus my one-on-one coaching clients,
Mhm.
and then learning about healing, chakras. So I was guided to, I think since the end of February,
Mhm.
I was guided to go more of a spiritual route, meaning, learn more about spirituality and healing, especially the chakra healings and how that influence, the different chakras and how it's
Mhm.
when they're misaligned or out of balance, how it influences how we see the world, how we operate, how we perform in our jobs or in our work.
And this is for women, right? Is it exclusively women, or is it a blend now?
Well, my audience, I focus on women.
Okay,
But if
that's what I
men
thought.
wants to, yeah, if a man comes to me, I would not say no. If that person is ready, I will not reject. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm trying to get an idea again of, you said spiritual. So if right now you were speaking, how would you describe yourself, and what basically what you are wanting to communicate to the audience? What would you say?
What I do, how do I help people?
Yes.
So my focus is women. I focus on personal development. So finding out who you are, helping the women or women finding out who they are, how to express their truth, their essence in what they do. So in their work, whether it's the job or it's their entrepreneurial journey. So connect deeply within themselves and express that truth outwardly to impact the world. That's what I help women do. So in my specifically, what I do is I work with a lot of traumas. So the
Mhm.
first process in my coaching is I include trauma healing. You see, a lot of us have certain limiting beliefs, and then we know that we realize, hey, we have this belief thinking that I'm not enough for something, but I can't seem to shake it off. Now, there's a reason behind all of that. Why is a belief so difficult to shake off? It's because when we form that belief, we're in some sort of trauma. So the traumatic environment or the event basically kept us, our brain, our entire neural system trapped, it's trapped there. So we formed that belief to keep us safe. So we never want to let it go. So when I go into helping people change their beliefs, I go deeper than that. I go into the trauma healing. And from there, it's much easier to get rid of certain beliefs about who we are, what we can do, what we want to do. And then goal setting is much more easier. If we don't know who we are or where we want to go, how do we set goals, right? We wouldn't know
That's
what goals
true.
to set. And
Very
we may
true.
set goals based on other people's expectations, like parents, friends, society,
Hmm.
churches, for example. And
Hmm.
when we accomplish those goals, most of the time we don't feel quite fulfilling or meaningful because those are not the goals meant for us.
Hmm. Hmm. That,
And
that
I,
that is so. Yeah,
yeah,
but you're right, because even if you're married, your spouse may have certain expectations, or you're right, your community has certain expectations, and that happens, because I mean I've done it myself, and
mm,
you feed right into what they're wanting you to do, and so that's what
exactly.
you do. So that's what okay. So that's how you're helping your clientele. Is it mainly just big business owners, or is it actually some people who would actually maybe work for different businesses or something? But who are your who's your clientele?
Mostly are people who just start their entrepreneurial journey, um, who have the ambition to go for more. And some of them are actually having jobs like 9 to 5 jobs, but they have hit a rock bottom, like there are certain challenges that they can't seem to navigate through, and they come to me. Again, I feel like the personal development part is the forefront for just about anything we do, whether it's an at-home
Exactly.
mom, right? Or
Yes.
you are searching for a job that's satisfying you, or you want to create a business that creates this big impact, but still, helping each other. So no matter what you do, personal development is at the forefront, because we as new entrepreneurs, we represent our business. We are our business. And how we express our truth really impact how we attract different jobs that we work at. For example, I have people that I work with who keep on attracting the jobs where the boss seems to be just like their father, controlling, micromanaging, not recognizing them, so on and so forth.
Mhm.
When we develop ourselves, when we grow from those limiting beliefs that believe we're not good enough, believe that we always have to do more to please other people, we stop attracting environment and situations like that. So that's why I always feel like if there's something that you can't go through on your own, you tried over and over and over, you just feel like you're hitting a wall, there is a stronger belief behind it. And if you just work on strategy in that case, in that specific situation, if you just work on strategy, resume, or tactics, it's not going to work. It may work for a short period of time, but your belief, which is your subconscious mind, is way stronger than that. So it's always going to pull you back to that original spot where you're going to attract the same sort of environment, people, situations again. You have an example of both. So I had a client, and she came to me because she has phobias. She not only had phobias, but she also, I'm not going to talk about the specific phobia about the thing, because I think a lot of people will be able to guess who it is. But this phobia she formed when she was a teenager. And it had something to do with what the family went through the depression period of time during 2001. And
Yes.
that phobia she kept for till now. It's been more than 10 years, right? More than 20 years. Oh my God. More than 20 years. She had that phobia, and it affected her every single day, and she couldn't shake it off. It affected whether she can answer her phone calls from work, answering her phone calls just from friends or family. And not only that, she also believed that if someone asked her for help at work, even though she had a lot of tasks in her own hands, she cannot say no. She will have to take it on because of certain beliefs she had. She thought, if I say no, if the whole thing goes down, if the whole team didn't finish it on time, we all will get blamed. So she's basically taking in the full responsibility for everybody. And why she does that is because she mother was just like that. She grew
Her
up in
mother
an
was like,
environment. Yes.
okay.
She grew up in an environment where the woman takes in, you're supposed to take in other people's pain, responsibility, everything. Because you think when you do that, there is, you're actually helping that person. But the truth is, no, you're stopping them from growing. So she had all these things going on. And she was at a point where she feels overwhelmed going into a project, even though she had so many certificates. She kept on learning and learning more and getting more certificates. But when she go into a project, she felt like she can't do it. And why? Because the subconscious mind, her belief, thought that she needs to take in everyone else's responsibility. Okay. And so
Oh,
when we worked on all of this, her phobia went away. She's okay with phone calls from work, from friends. She's okay to ask for help when she needs to. She knows how to calm down her anxiety. By the way, her mother is a therapist. So she came to
wow.
me for that. Yeah. And she understands where to set boundaries, how to set boundaries without sounding too harsh at work, and allowing other people to also grow by taking their own responsibilities.
Mhm.
So that's an example with someone who had 90 who has 95 job. Another example, as an entrepreneur, one of my clients, very ambitious, purpose driven, wants to help like the world, which I love. However, she was a perfectionist. She wants all the ducks to be in a row before she roll out her brochure, her offer, her workshop, and everything. She wants to understand and she wants to predict all the questions the audience could possibly have before she can do a workshop. And when we, right, we can all somehow resonate with part of that in the story. So she would spend a lot of time working on the details, going from detail up. But she's talking to her clients, are CEOs, are management. And so we had to change her belief from they're looking for all the details to be perfect to who are they, what they're looking for. They're visionaries. When the management is hiring someone to help them, they're looking at the big pictures. That's their role. They're visionary. Big picture, top-down approach. So I helped her change the approach, how to negotiate without, again, sounding too pushy or pressuring, and what it means to focus on ourselves instead of focus on serving. So when we focus on ourselves, we are focusing on not to be judged, right, by other people. If we put something that's not perfect out there and we're afraid of doing that, the very fact is there is something else stopping us from putting things out there. And that very thing is that if we put something out there that's not perfect, other people may judge us. And that pain hurts more than procrastinating. So we had to take a deep look at that. Yes. Right? Other people's words, if they think, oh, who is she? She's not even doing this right. How can she just put rubbish like this out there? We're worrying about these nasty words that other people may say to us. That hurts us more than, I just want to serve. So when we look at if we want to serve, we're looking at how can we help other people. But if we're worrying about what other people think of us, how they may judge us, we're focusing on ourselves. So it's a different point of view. So we worked on.
So I was just curious, how did you, or should I ask, why? What type of passion do you have at this time that drives you to do what you do? And I'm listening to you. Why? Why do you feel that this is your an area that you really want to pursue? But I'd like to hear your story. Why? Is there a reason? I'm just curious.
Yeah, for sure. So Marlene, I don't know if we chat about my story, but I was born and I grew up in China, and my family was kind of abusive, physically, emotionally, and I grew up in a family where love was lacking. So, and I didn't have my freedom to make my own choices or to have friends. So kind of like in a prison. I grew up in a prison, so to speak, but I was fed, I was sheltered. So at the age of 21, I ran away from home. I went to South Korea by myself because even though it was scary, I was at a young age, but I really wanted freedom. I really wanted to know who I am. All the years before I was 21, I was told what to do by my mother. My major in college was chosen for me. Who to date was chosen for me or forbidden. What to wear was chosen for me, everything, literally. So to a point, I rebelled at the age 21, and I wanted to really see what I'm made of, who I am, what am I supposed to do in this world. And so when I did that, there are so many struggles you can't imagine. So I was basically like a chick fell out of the nest, because the whole time my mother was like, I was under her wings. But when I was first on my own, I had made so many mistakes. There are things I didn't understand. There are decisions I had to make. And so I hit so many rock bottoms, literally. And went to corporate, studied more. And again, just follow the path that she set for me, even though we're physically apart. That's how strong the belief can be and how much it can influence our daily lives or the big decisions we make. So long story short, after 3 years working for big four accounting firms in South Korea, I got laid off. And the very next day, all my savings are gone in a financial scam. And why? These are coincidence, right? Seems like coincidence. They happened one day right next to another. So the first day I got laid off. The second day, all my savings for 3 years were gone from a man I was supposed to marry. that my mom had wanted me to date online. So then I hit this really deep rock bottom that it just really shook me to my core to make me think, what is happening in my life? Why there's so many chaos happening? Why am I not happy? I've accomplished, I had an MA degree in business. I was proud to have a good job while everybody else was still searching for jobs, but I wasn't happy in 3 years. And I had to look deep within. And it took me many years of searching and discovering to finally understand that I had so many conditions, like jackets put on me from my family, from the society, from my school, to tell me what I need to do, what I should do. So all this jacket I was wearing one day kind of completely just rocked my world in a bad way, right? There's this awakening moment where I felt like, who am I really? Is this how my life is supposed to be? And why am I feeling so miserable and unhappy after I achieved things that should make me proud of? And so then I came to the US to study something else, to start my own business. And again, the people I attract, the business I attract, how much I was making still didn't make me feel good, because deep down, I didn't feel like I was worthy enough, that I didn't deserve it. So in reality, it attracted people and situations just like that. And it took me a long time to discover that, to heal from the traumas that caused me to have those beliefs that I'm not worthy, that I don't deserve to be loved, that I don't deserve good things, that I can't be successful, that if I just be myself, no one is going to like me, that I have to follow everyone else's direction but my own. I had to heal from all these traumas and beliefs that was formed when I was growing up, to slowly uncover who I really am. And so the reason I want to lead this movement to encourage women who are like me, who grew up in a situation where you are not encouraged to recognize who you are, to express, to speak your truth, to seek your own freedom, to make choices that aligns with you, to come out from their shells. It's easy to say, but there's a lot to be done for that, which is success doesn't mean hustling. We're so conditioned to always work hard to get to somewhere, but where is that somewhere? And when you get there, well, you feel successful. Where are you going to keep on going? Because you would feel it's never enough, right? So I feel like there's this flow when we are not tuned in, or when we're not, what's the word for it? I'm searching for the word. I think what we are taught and what we're addicted to is efforting. It's keep on putting in the hard work, the effort, the long hours. And it doesn't have to be only way. I believe that when we can tune in, when we can align, which means, you just like the chakras in the body, when everything is aligned, you are going to be in the flow. When you're in the flow, synchronicity happens, which means you are thinking about something and you want to go to that step because that's your intuition telling you. And boom, all of a sudden you're at the right time with the right people supporting you, collaborating with you. And success just happens. It doesn't have to be, what's the word for it? Hamster wheel, it doesn't have to be like that. So I strongly believe And also, success is not the same thing for everyone. An at-home mom, if that's what her true passion is, that's a success for her. No one can take that away from her. No one can tell her what success is from their point of view. No. Success for her is raising her children and providing for them and giving them love. And that is success.
Most definitely. Yeah, I agree. Most definitely.
Yes.
And yeah, absolutely. And what you're saying is that it's having to, you say, peel back. I'm listening to you. Peel back those layers of influence, because we
Mm-hmm.
all, you know what? I was listening to you. We all have that to happen
Yeah.
in our lives. If it's not at home, or if it's not that you said on the job. So, because I'm gonna tell you, on the job, I dealt with something similar to that, Tong, and I eventually decided what was best for me. And working for someone, I learned a lot, and I was like a sponge. So I
Mm.
absorbed what I needed to absorb. And then Tongue, I decided one day that it's time to leave, and I never went back. And that's what really drove me into entrepreneurship, because I knew that on my own, I could decide. And as you were saying, working around the clock, that's not productive. That's not productive for you. Running your health down. And I was going to ask you this, because I've been doing a lot this week on mental fitness. What do
Mm.
you do for yourself to stay fit? Just as I like to read, and I write. I like to exercise. And I love music. What do you do for mental fitness for yourself? Do you recommend that for your clientele? The mental fitness type of activities, things that they enjoy doing?
Yes. So like I mentioned in the earlier of our conversation, that I was guided to study more how to heal from the energy level, heal not just like the body, physical body, but beliefs, our filters. Like when we say we have rose filtered lens looking through the lens at the world. So those are the things I have got into, which is more towards spirituality, how to heal people from a different level. And that's what I do in the daily practice is I meditate a lot. And what else? I started just learning keyboard. When I'm feel led to do something, I definitely would do that. It's a little different for me every day, but meditation is definitely one of the must-haves for me to ground ourselves, to feel the stability and strength to go through the day. But also, meditation allows me to be able to tune in with my higher self, my intuition, my spiritual guide, just to have a calm mind. And when I'm calm, I can make better decisions. I can serve better. I can serve from a place of more compassionate, more loving and more supportive. I'm sure you can relate to that as
Mm,
well. So
absolutely.
dancing, dancing. I love ballet, so I'm learning ballet. We have a mirror at home. We are in nature all the time, so we go on walks and yeah, all sorts of stuff. Reading is definitely one of them. I love learning and reading all the time.
That's wonderful to hear. Truly, I mean, wonderful. And I just wanted to just kind of the recap, overall what you said today, and that is, and you're saying that be, listening to what you sacrificed, Tom. I mean, you truly have sacrificed, and I'm a writer, and I've noticed this, that from other writers as well who have actually gone through a sacrifice themselves. They're the ones that when you read, you feel so much emotion from
Mm.
their writing, their poetry. You can relate to them. It's
Mm.
relatable, and you sound relatable. I'm listening with you to you, because now you have freedom as opposed to what you had previously. And
Mm-hmm.
as you were saying, and that struggle, Tony, took place. It was you shedding. If and you tell
Yes.
me if I'm correct here, shedding all of what you had been applied or accumulated since birth,
Mm-hmm.
and you shedding it, and now when you could get to the real gem and the person that you are today, and you're helping others to do the same, get
Yeah.
to yeah to to transform and to move forward, as you were saying, to that new being. So is that basically what you're saying, or can you, if you want to add something to it, but, before we conclude, because I want everybody to really know exactly, what you do.
Yeah, so thank you for the summarize. I think that pretty much put it in on the point. Literally what I do is, I think a lot of people are confused. Women, I'm talking specifically, are confused about who they are to a point, to a degree, right? They may not be as confused in the loss as I was before, but there's a part of them that may feel confused on the decisions they're making in their jobs, on the things that they see as their reality. They're not satisfied with that. I want them to take a deeper look than just their reality, because there's a cause for the effect, and the cause are usually something way deeper and unconscious, deep in the subconscious mind. So when I help my clients, I help them to get rid of those deep subconscious thing that's blocking them, whether it is to attract the right job, to have a good working environment, to be recognized at work, to get paid what they deserve, or it is to have a business, work on this entrepreneurial journey that doesn't feel like you're always just struggling and feeling lonely and always working long hours, sacrifice your health, your relationship, and everything. It doesn't have to be like that. And if you feel like you're doing this, but you have no other choice, I guarantee you there is something that you may not realize that's blocking you, that's in your subconscious. And we work on that. We get rid of that. We heal from it. So when you do find something that's aligned with you, it feels easy. So I like to say, when you live in your truth, success feels easy.
Yeah, that is so soothing. Hearing you say what you just said, the way you said it, Tom, that is so so soothing. And but if you, like I said, if you could also just give everybody your full full name, and what your just this just a roundabout description of yourself, and what I'll do is on your video I will also have information that you'd like to include there. But if you could just give them just your full name and everything.
Sure. So my name is Tong Holzinger, and you can find me on LinkedIn, and you can find me on my website, which is timelessbosslady.com. And I focus on helping women to discover who they are, fully own who they are, their truth, and express that in what they do. So that's in one sentence of what I do and what my mission is, or my passion is.
Well, in my opinion, honey, that sounded like a book, because that's a lot. You just said a lot. That's a lot that you're helping women to accomplish. And Tong, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for joining me. Today, for being for being spotlighted, and I really am hopeful, and I do believe that you will definitely sincerely be a benefit to viewers. I believe
Thank you,
that you
Marlene.
will. Okay, and just
appreciate your time.
And listen, it was a pleasure, and I'd love to have you to come back again and join me again.
Sure.
Okay, listen, thank you, and I wish you the best.
Thank you, Marlene. Thank you. We'll chat again soon.